Hi, it's Miss Pritzel at the Appleton West Library, and I am book talking a sci-fi dystopian, very character-driven, not action-driven, called The Ballad of Amy Miles by Kristy Dallas Alley. So this takes place in 2100 something, so more than 100 years in the future, and society has completely fractured. The reason it's fractured is because most women cannot bear children anymore, and so you wouldn't think that would break society, but it does. Over the course of enough generations, it breaks society. So there's no real government, there's no corporations that make things for you, or stores you can go buy things at, no farms that raise all this stuff that you can just go buy. So you got to do all this stuff on your own. So Amy Miles, who's our main character and 16 years old, has grown up on what we would call a religious compound that's well stocked and doing very well compared to many other places, because her ancestor kind of was planning for an apocalypse and bought solar-powered trailers and other things and stockpiled a lot of food and other necessities so that they could be very self-sufficient. But once again, this community, even this compound community, is dying because Amy's the only child. She's 16 years old. She's the only child on her grandparents and her aunts and uncles, and pretty much everybody else that was part of the community has left. So it is kind of, you can feel that sense of dying and desperation there too. Amy has been raised to believe that it is her job to get married and bear children, because that is her role in life. And so very early on in the book, she's walking home from foraging in the woods, and she is greeted by her grandparents and aunts and uncles with a man who is more than twice her age. And she knows that she's going to be expected to wed and produce children very quickly. And her aunts and uncles don't feel this is right. They help her escape. So she does escape. She does have to go on this walking journey, but there's no lot of action and excitement in this journey. Yes, she has to be careful, but this is character driven. Once again, it's driven by the character and the circumstances. So Amy heads to a place where she finds out that her mom may actually be, because her mom ran away supposedly because the government was after any women who could have children. Amy learns a lot of things when she gets to this new place. So the place that she ends up is it's a resort, so it's like a hotel that had a lot of cabins around a lake, and they are raising their own food. They've got solar power, they hunt, and so they've got a lot of things that the compound has, some things that they don't, but the compound was very restrictive. This place is much more open. This is also an LGBTQ book because Amy meets a girl and experiences for the first time that she's actually attracted to the girl, and she doesn't even know what it is at first because she was raised in a very restrictive environment, and she didn't even know that this was a possibility type thing. So I did enjoy this book, and it's, for the most part, it's very short compared to most YA books. It's about 200, it's just over 260 pages. And like I said, the comparison of the compound community, the restrictive way she grew up versus this other community. She does eventually meet her mother. There's a whole big story there, which, like I said, very character-driven sci-fi dystopian, but it was a very just interesting concept of how society fractures because of what they eventually realized was a virus that caused women to become infertile and not be able to bear children. So if this is not your cup of tea, or you need more action in your sci-fi dystopian, then I will recommend something else. But otherwise, I highly recommend this book. Have a fantastic day. Keep on reading. Bye.